Oh, Brenda, are you there? How long has it been since we last talked? Like 6 months or something, right? Hold on. Felicia? Is that you? Ugh. What is it? What do you want? You know that I don't even want to be talking to you, right? You've got a lot of nerve messaging me. But I'm not really surprised that you really haven't seemed to change at all. You always were awful. Hey, no! What kind of way is that to talk to me? I mean, I take the effort to message you like this, and that is what you have to say to me? I thought we were friends, right? I mean, we grew up together. I mean, we even shared the same man at one point, so I don't get why you have to be so mean to me. We didn't share anything. You just cheated with my man behind my back. How dare you try and paint it any other way? Oh, well, potato, potato. Oh, wait. I guess that doesn't really work over text. Just tell me what you want already. If you just messaged me to catch up, then I'll be putting my phone down now. I just think that you should know that I am more than happy to be single now and am greatly enjoying my life. I'm even doing great with my career as well. I should be up for a promotion soon, in fact. I don't really ever remember asking about your life, but good for you, I guess. Why do I even bother? Yeah, I'm leaving. Goodbye. Wait, you can't go yet. I still have something that I need to talk to you about. What is it? What do you want? I just wanted you to know that Eric and I are finally going to be getting married. Great. And why do you think I'd care about that at all? Well, you should care about it because the new house that we are going to be living in together costs upwards of $1 million and even has a pool. Hold on, don't tell me that you're going to buy that new big house on top of the hill in town. So you've had your eye on that place? I'm not surprised, it really is amazing. But unfortunately for you, Eric and I have already sealed the deal on it, so that mansion is all ours. Not only did I steal your husband, but I even stole your dream house. You may think that your life is nice, but I'm the one living in luxury now. I take it that you had to buy that house with a loan, though, right? What? Oh, no. Don't tell me that you didn't know. Did you really have no idea that Eric's parents are hugely wealthy venture capitalists? When you sued us for the affair, they were the ones who paid for us both in one go. I didn't even wince when I heard the amount since I knew that I wouldn't be paying it. And when I told Eric how badly I wanted that amazing house, he said that his dad would buy it for us, no problem. Oh, I see. Is that what happened? Well, good for you. Or rather, it would be. I'm sure you won't believe me when I say this, but it sounds to me like you and Eric have some talking to do, because I have no idea why he would say something like that to you. I seriously have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, well, that much is obvious. Anyway, I'm going now. See you. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just jealous. I know that Eric's parents are rich because he told me so, and that's enough. You just can't accept that my life is going to be better than yours. Good luck with your probably fake promotion. Too bad you had to lose a great guy like Eric to get it. It must suck to have to work to live. I'm glad that I'll never have to do something like that again. You major loser. Well, don't worry. I'll make sure to live a life that is more than full enough for the both of us. We'll move into our new place on the 1st of the next month. I'll be sure to brag about my life again to you then, so I look forward to it. Brenda, are you there? I was just curious as to what these screenshots that you sent me this morning were all about. Those are the messages that Felicia sent me yesterday, if you can believe it. So, she is going to be buying and moving into that nice new house that was built up on top of the hill? That's what she was saying anyways. Oh my. Well, that girl has really just never changed now, has she? She really hasn't, but it doesn't seem like she's going to get off my case about this at all. I was wondering if you could show those texts to Grandpa, though. I think he'll know what to do about this. I see. You're probably right. Okay, I'll do that then. Hey there, loser. I just thought of something else that I meant to talk to you about. Where are your parents living these days? I remember that up until we were in 3rd grade or something that we lived on the same floor of that same apartment building, but then you moved, didn't you? Now that I think about it, I can't seem to recall you ever telling me where you moved to after that. I remember when we met again in college, you said that you had moved out of your parents' place and were living on your own, right? So if that's the case, where did your parents end up? It's you again. I was hoping that I'd heard the last of you for at least a little while longer. Just answer the question and tell me where your parents are living. And just why should I do that, huh? What makes you think I want to tell you? Come on, I want to know. Just tell me where they're living, unless their house is such a hole that you're actually embarrassed to even tell me. Actually, I just don't want to tell you because I don't have to and I don't want to. But if you're really curious about where they're living, then you should ask Eric. He's always walking by it, so he would know. I see. I got it. I knew that I should have come to you to find out about this. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Why me? Well, I figured that it was only a matter of time until you brought up Eric again. Yeah, I guess I did bring him up, didn't I? Anyways, like I said, I'm not going to tell you where my parents are living. I knew it. They must be living in some tiny little shack somewhere. I knew there was something weird about you moving halfway through the school year. I bet your parents probably lost their jobs and you all had to move into some podunk little house in the country. That's probably what happened, isn't it? Not even close. Actually, my dad had to transfer to a new office in his work, and because of things going on in his company, the decision came down last minute and we all had to move right away. That is probably just what your dad told you so that you wouldn't worry about what was happening. But man, who would guess that even though we started so close to each other when we were kids, that my life would have gotten so much better than yours now that we're adults? Oh man. Okay. Well, you just made my day just by being so poor. And by the way, Eric and I are finally going to move into our new place this weekend. Oh, right. That mansion on the hill. About that place, there is something that you should know. What are you talking about? What should I know? Well, have you ever even set a foot inside that house? Of course I haven't. I wanted it to be a big surprise, so I left it all to Eric. I just want the amazingness of that new place to blow me away when I take my first steps inside. I told him that I didn't want to know a single detail about it. Well, you might end up regretting that. As if. That isn't going to happen. Anyway, talk to you later. Hey, loser, are you there? What is going on here? The new place that Eric and I were supposed to move into, our magnificent $1 million mansion with the pool, it's just ruins. Oh, sorry. What is all of this about now? I want answers. I want to know what happened. I mean, this place is a dump. Everything is falling apart. It looks more like a ghost house than it does a mansion. I take it you've arrived at the house on the hill, right? The one with the do not enter tape wrapped all around it? That one, right? I don't know what's going on. I don't get it. Why are there construction workers all over the place? They were asking me if I was the idiot who kept insisting on living there. They said they were surprised that I even turned up. Right, that makes sense. I take it my grandpa probably told them all about you. So you know about all of this? But why didn't you tell me? You should have warned me. Before we get into that, you should know that that house on the hill has sat empty for about 20 years and was recently bought and slated for deconstruction. Wait, you mean these people are going to be tearing this place down? That's right. And the new owners of the land are going to be building a new apartment building there. What are you talking about? We're the ones who bought it. I am sure that that is what you thought this whole time. Yeah. And just what makes you an expert about this house, huh? What do you know? I know about it because my grandfather bought the land last month and is the rightful owner of the land. Wait, what do you mean? Are you serious? Of course I'm serious. Why would I be lying about this? He bought the land and it's his, and he's building an apartment building there. I don't believe this. This is just too much. Yeah, I thought it was really weird when you came to me saying that you were going to be living there. I remember talking to Eric about that land once, and he joked about being able to sell that house for $1 million if it was fixed up. I'm guessing that's where you got the price from, right? Hold on. I need to call Eric. We have some serious talking to do right now. I don't believe this. This is outrageous. Oh no, Felicia, what happened? Is everything okay? You sneaky little rat. You asked your grandfather to buy that land as soon as I told you that I wanted to live there, didn't you? Eric basically said as much. I thought he was just making typos when he was talking about his dad. His dad? Well, maybe it was a typo because he surely must have been talking about his ex-father-in-law. Quite the typo. Well, I thought it made sense. I thought what he was talking about is that his dad must be really rich. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Right. Well, as far as I know, Eric's dad just works a normal job and lives comfortably, but isn't extravagant by any means. What are you talking about? I guess you really screwed up here. You must have completely misunderstood what he was saying to think that his family was some kind of fabulously wealthy venture capitalists. I guess that's what must have happened. I don't believe it. Now that you mention it, I think that Eric thought that it was my family who was rich and that they were the ones handling the purchase. We both thought that the other was buying the house. The only thing that we were sure of was that we were moving into the house today. Well, then I suppose that you two can really only blame yourselves for what's happened. You both just really thought this house was going to fall right into your lap without even bothering to check on how it was or if the buying was going smoothly? I don't even know what to say. That really seems like that's what's happened here. Wow. Well, that is like a plot out of some silly webtoon or something. This isn't a joke. This is real life. Well, then I guess that solves that, though, doesn't it? I suppose we really don't have anything else to talk about then. Wait, you can't go. Where are the two of us supposed to live now? What do you mean? Why are you asking me that? Well, we already moved out of our place and canceled our contract with it. Then, because we each thought that each other's parents were going to buy the house, when we tried calling them, they each told us that we had been cut off ever since I broke up your marriage. We had completely forgotten about that. They hung up on us both right there. You mean you really forgot that you had been disinherited? They even told us that we couldn't go live with them when we told them that we didn't have anywhere else to go. I don't know what to say. Wow. Well, that is just... Yeah, you guys are dumb, but this is really not my business anymore. What do you mean? How can you say something like that? Do you think it's funny or something? You can't just kick someone while they're down like this. Besides, this whole thing is your fault. If you knew the truth, then you should have told me. You knew that this was going to happen, and yet you just sat back and watched it all. You're sick. You're so evil for wanting this to happen. I mean, first of all, I tried to warn you time and time again that you needed to check with Eric, but you two were so stupid that you didn't even bother asking each other if the other had actually even bought the house. You two got yourselves into this mess, so you two have to get yourselves out of it. Are you kidding me? You're just going to abandon us in a pickle like that? I'm not abandoning you because I was never on your side in the first place. Are you serious? How could you be so cruel? Call it what you want, but I am going now. I don't want anything to do with you or Eric ever again. Do you understand me? You two are just walking train wrecks, and I don't want you causing any chaos in my life. Wait, no, please don't leave, please. We really need your help. You can't go. Brenda, what happened? We used to be friends. You have to do something. You have to fix this. We're begging you not to leave us like this. It wasn't long after that when the moving company that Felicia and Eric hired started calling about who was going to pay the bill. Thinking that the other was going to handle the move, they had each blown through their savings and had nothing to give. In the end, they couldn't pay and also had to sleep outside that night. The divorce didn't follow long after that. After that, I heard that they went their separate ways. Except, for whatever reason, they both thought to try showing up at my house begging for a place to stay. They ended up arriving right around the same time and got into a huge fight on my lawn. They began unpacking their bags to throw their belongings at each other and made a huge mess. I told them both I was going to call the police, and they ran off, never to be seen again.
Adriana, why are you at Dad's funeral?
Huh? What do you mean why I'm at his funeral? Weren't all of Dad's relatives invited to come?
Stop pretending like he was your dad, Adriana. You're pretending like you were his family during yesterday's wake, too. Do you know how annoyed I was at seeing you?
But I'm his daughter, so I wanted to say farewell to him as well.
Huh? It seems like you have some sort of misunderstanding, but it's extremely rude to sit with his family when you're just an adopted child.
What? I know I was only adopted, but he raised me like his own daughter ever since I was a young child. I don't even remember who my real parents were.
It doesn't matter whether he raised you or not when you're not actually related to him by blood. You're not related to me either. I call you my sister just for convenience, but I don't really think you're my sister, all right? You're always just fucking Adriana in my mind. But I'm the daughter of a CEO, so I can't say such things out loud, right? I feel as if I'm being punished whenever I have to call you my sister, but it can't be helped.
Philia, why were you always this mean to me?
Why shouldn't I be mean to you? Even though you weren't even Dad's real child, he always treated you better than me, his actual daughter, for some goddamn reason. But just because I call you my sister doesn't mean you can pretend to be his daughter at his funeral. Dad was always nice to you, but I'm not going to be the same. I'm his real daughter, not you. You're basically just a stranger to him, you know?
I'm sorry. I didn't know you felt like that all this time. I guess it must have been difficult seeing your father treat us differently. But still, what you're saying is just going too far. Just because I wasn't related to him by blood doesn't mean that we couldn't have had a meaningful relationship as father and daughter.
Shut it. Just leave the funeral right now. I don't want to hear any of your excuses. Ugh, I always hated how you were like this. Every time I get mad at you, you always pretend like you did nothing wrong and I'm the bad guy. For once, could you just admit you were wrong?
Adriana, are you alright?
Oh, hi, Irvis. It's fine. I just got a little bit wet. It's not like she hurt me or anything.
Someone saw Phila dumping a bucket of water on you and told me about it. Where are you right now?
I'm at the rental clothes store near the funeral.
Oh, so you rented morning clothes to go to the funeral?
Yep. Someone from the shop saw that Philia dumped a bucket of water on me and brought me here.
I'm glad things seem to be alright. They're gonna give you new clothes, right?
Yeah, thankfully the owner's a kind person. I also thought of borrowing a wig and some glasses.
What? For what would you need a wig and glasses for?
To disguise myself, so I could sit with the rest of the relatives without being noticed.
What? You don't have to hide like that, Adriana. You did nothing wrong. He's your father.
But...
I'll sit next to you the whole time and prevent anyone from doing anything strange.
What? You'll do that for me?
You're my fiancé. I already got permission to sit with your relatives, so it's not gonna be a problem. Even Phila will have no choice but to behave if she's in front of a crowd of people. Don't worry about it. Return to the funeral and say goodbye to your father. Even though you weren't related to him by blood, you were probably closer to him than anyone else in that funeral. Even Phila.
Irvis, I wouldn't know what I would do without you. Thank you. I'll return as soon as I change.
What is your problem? Why is Irvis standing watch next to you the whole time?
Hello, Philia. I know you were mad at me, but dumping a bucket of water on my head like that was rude. I would have been glad to settle our differences, but you didn't want to talk to me.
This again. I hate how you always make me seem like the bad guy. You don't seem to understand yet. You're not supposed to be at this funeral. Also, Irvis is supposed to be my fiancé, not yours.
Huh? What does Irvis have to do with this? And what do you mean he's supposed to be your fiancé?
I mean, shouldn't the person who's going to inherit father's company marry the CEO's only daughter? Mom said that as well. And besides, he's too good for you anyways.
Are you trying to say that it's already decided that Irvis is going to be the next CEO? Where'd you get that information?
I mean, isn't it obvious? For some unknown reason, he's engaged to you, who isn't actually related to father, but it was supposed to be me, you know? This is a good opportunity, so I'll be taking Irvis from you, okay?
That has nothing to do with whether Irvis is going to be the next CEO. What you're saying doesn't make any sense, Philia.
You're so frustrating to talk to. You're going to leave this funeral and Irvis is going to be mine, period. Oh, I almost forgot. There's something Mom wants to tell you. Don't think that a stranger has a right to receive an inheritance, she said.
Sorry, but I'm not going to leave the funeral, and I'm not going to give you Irvis as well. And what's that about the inheritance? Is she telling me to let go of my portion of the inheritance when he was my father as well?
Fine. Stay at the funeral if you want. Just know that you aren't welcomed here. Oh, and as for Irvis, I'll take care of him myself later. And yes, that's what Mom is saying. I agree with her, by the way. Why should a complete stranger inherit stuff from my dad, who was a CEO? He probably has a fortune waiting for me.
I don't think this is something we should be talking about the day of the funeral. It's impolite. Dad's will is going to be released by a lawyer after the memorial service takes place, right? The company can't just wait until it's released. So it seems that they're holding meetings to decide who the next CEO is going to be. So I think it's best not to say or do anything stupid for now.
I didn't quite get what you said, but I'm going to take Irvis from you, all right? Irvis himself will probably choose me, the CEO's real daughter, over a complete stranger like you, if he's going to go after the position of CEO.
Well, I guess we are just strangers to each other. I can understand why you don't like me, but it's not an excuse to treat me the way you're currently treating me.
Finally, you understand. It's fine with me, whatever you think, as long as you get out of my life. Looks like you messed up, Adriana. Irvis, the next CEO of Dad's company, is going to be mine now. Too bad, I guess.
But it was already decided before Dad passed away that Irvis wouldn't be the next CEO.
Huh? What are you talking about? What do you mean he's not going to be the next CEO? Hi, Irvis. I'm your new fiancé from now on, so I hope we can get along.
Huh? What are you talking about, Filler? My fiancé isn't you, but Adriana, your sister?
Oh, that's been canceled.
Huh? Canceled? What do you mean?
Dad messed up a bit, so you for some reason got engaged to Adriana. But in reality, you're supposed to marry me, not her. Which is why I'm gonna fix things now that Dad is gone.
My marriage with Adriana has nothing to do with the company's interest, though.
But just a little bit longer and I'll get my hands on Dad's inheritance. If you don't marry me, then the position of CEO is gonna be harder to obtain, you know?
I don't quite follow.
What?
It doesn't matter what you say. My fiancé is Adriana. I have no intention of getting married to any other woman. Goodbye.
What's the meaning of this? Why are you the next CEO? This has got to be some sort of mistake. What dirty trick did you use to make this happen?
Philia, it looks like you're misunderstanding.
What? How am I misunderstanding?
I'll try to explain to you what happened, all right?
Fine, explain it then.
Well, we first need to talk about why your father adopted me.
It's because Mom and Dad couldn't quite bear a child, right? But I was miraculously born after they adopted you.
It's true that they couldn't bear a child before they adopted me, but everything else is wrong.
Huh?
They didn't tell me how much you knew, but it seems that I'm Dad's biological nephew.
What? His nephew?
Yes, I'm his sister's daughter. His sister and her husband, meaning my real parents, suddenly passed away after getting into an accident. So your father took custody of me and adopted me as his daughter. That's what I heard.
Oh, is that so? So does that mean we're cousins?
Yes. About the next CEO of the company then. Dad's company evaluates people entirely on their skill. It's just a coincidence that the next CEO, me, also happened to be related to the previous CEO. I was one of the employees who were chosen as candidates for the next CEO, and luckily they noticed my hard work and chose me.
So what about Irvis?
I've been going out with him since I was in the second year of high school. I'm only marrying him because I want to. It has nothing to do with the company.
No way, but I heard that he was competent at his job. He was at least chosen as one of the candidates for the next CEO, right?
I didn't know you had that wrong as well. Irvis isn't even an employee at our company. Where did you even get that information?
Seriously? But I always thought that Dad had brought the two of you together since he was planning to make Irvis the next CEO.
What? You read way too many short stories, Philia. Well, do you understand the situation now? There's a lot of things I need to learn if I'm going to be the next CEO, so I'm quite busy. Bye.
This can't be true. This is completely different to what I thought was happening. Why did I get everything so wrong? Why? Why? Why is Dad's will like this? You inherit all of Dad's property, and me and Mom just get a few gifts.
It's just as the will says. Apparently you're Dad's child legally, but your father was actually a different man, and you were only born because Mom cheated on Dad. I was surprised when I saw this on the will, too. It looks like Dad even has proof that you aren't his real daughter, so there can't be a mistake.
What?
I'm sure Dad was conflicted by this fact all this time. He probably could have divorced Mom whenever he wanted to with the proof that she cheated on him. He could have even threw you away with her since you weren't his actual child.
Huh? So after all this time, you were the one who's related to Dad and not me? Why didn't he tell me about this sooner?
Dad wasn't the type of person to discriminate between us just because of the conditions surrounding our birth. He probably didn't tell us to keep the family safe. Maybe he knew that he and Mother would have gotten divorced. This proves that he did in fact care for you as well, Philia. Because if he hadn't, he would have just left the family fall apart and leave you and your mother to your own devices. You were just too blinded by jealousy to see that he cared for you as much as he did as me. I think what's written on his will is his final decision after years of inner torment. So I'm gonna do as Dad's will says. Goodbye for now, Philia. I hope that one day we can come to terms with each other and be the siblings that we always were.
But if he cared for me as much as he cared for you, then why did he give you more inheritance? I want that money as well. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I was supposed to get rich after Dad died. Irvis, marry me instead of Adriana.
Huh? Phila? What in the world are you talking about? Why should I marry you?
You see, I was such an unlucky child all this time.
Oh, you mean how you ruined your father's actual child? I guess it's a bit ironic how you kicked Adriana out of her father's funeral because she wasn't actually related to him, when in reality, you were the one who wasn't related to your father, and she was.
Yes, I never wanted this to happen, and I can't even receive an inheritance because of Adriana.
What does Adriana have to do with this? Your father simply gave Adriana more money than you and your mother, simply because he thought Adriana would make better use of it, I think. I doubt he was petty enough to give Adriana more money just because he liked her more. It simply isn't good parenting. You and your mother are housewives without a job, right? But Adriana has a promising career. In fact, she's now the CEO of her father's company, and so that's probably why he gave her the money.
But if Adriana never existed, then at least I would have been Dad's only legal child, and me and Mom would have been able to receive an inheritance. Isn't that so?
Philia, do you realize that you're being extremely rude to Adriana?
What? Who cares if I was being a bit rude? I was only telling her the truth. She was trying to lay claim to Dad's inheritance even though she was just a stranger to him. That's why I told her to get out of my sight.
It's true that the business of inheritances can be delayed and people need to handle them logically. But after your father died, while everyone else was quietly mourning your dad with whatever thoughts they might have had for him, the sight of you and your mother looking so excited for the inheritance was disturbing, simply put. I'm not surprised your dad chose to give his inheritance mainly to Adriana. With that personality of yours, I'm actually surprised he didn't divorce your mother and let go of you sooner. It just goes to show how kind of a man he was.
It's not like that. Dad always treated Adriana better than me, and now I know why. It's because I wasn't actually his real child, and Adriana was his nephew all along. And I never intended for it to seem like I wasn't sad about my dad's death and only cared about the inheritance, Irvis. I was sad about Dad's death just like everyone else. You just didn't notice it. And what do you mean, that personality of yours? I'm a much better person than Adriana. She just pretends to be the saint when in reality, she just does it to make people like her. And me and Mom are the only person who realize it.
I knew that's what she would say. It's not like your dad ever told me anything, but I don't think that he treated Adriana better than you simply because you were the child of another man. And Adriana was his nephew. Adriana's father was the kind of person that judged someone entirely on who they are as a person. You can see it in how he runs his company, where employees are evaluated entirely on their scale, right? This means that your father was more fond of Adriana than you simply because he liked her better as a person. Although, I will admit that a father treating their children with different levels of love is a bit unfair, and I'll forgive you a little bit for that. But saying that you never intended for it to seem like you weren't sad about your dad's death and that you only cared about the inheritance is actually just as bad as saying that you did intend for it to look like that. Because now you're just someone that has no regard for manners and what other people think.
Irvis, don't say things like that. It wasn't my fault that I wasn't actually my father's child and that Adriana was his niece. I didn't ask for any of this to happen. Please, I have no one else to depend on. Why don't you want to marry me?
I feel bad for your situation, but sorry. I'm not gonna marry you no matter how much I pity you. Because I love Adriana and no other woman. Goodbye, Philia. I hope that you someday find happiness of your own.
Dad was the owner of the house Philly and her mother lived in, but it was now my house after the inheritance. It seems the two were too proud to live in a house owned by me, so they used the little money they received as a gift from Dad to find an apartment. Actually, the gift money they received was only little compared to the rest of the inheritance, but it was still quite a large sum of money. But for some reason, the two of them decided that these were the funds they needed to start gambling, even though they needed that money to get by until they could start providing for themselves. Even though they intended to earn some easy money by winning, they eventually lost all of it. Now the two of them support themselves by working at a job that comes with housing, but since the two of them have never worked a day in their lives, they frequently make mistakes and get scolded by the other employees. The two now live in poverty and constantly have fights, it seems. Me and Irvis, on the other hand, got married a few months after the memorial service took place, which is also when I started to be more comfortable with my new position as the CEO. We decided to find a new house as a way of putting the past behind and starting anew, and I decided to sell the house I inherited from Dad. I kind of feel bad for Philia. After all, she thought that she was her dad's real child her whole life. But to be honest, I don't think Dad was the kind of person to judge a person based on something like that. So I also feel that what happened to her was ultimately her own doing.
Hey, Maria. On what day of next month is your expected day of delivery again?
Oh, hi, Bruno. It's on the 15th of next month.
Which means that even though there's a few days of uncertainty, it's about 3 weeks from now, right?
Judging by the fact that you're asking me this right now, can I take it to mean that you're going to take that paternity leave I was asking you to take earlier on?
Well, yeah. I have a right to paternity leave at my company, so I'm currently in the process of asking for one. Why wouldn't I take a leave from work if they're letting me take one?
That's good to hear. If that's the case, I can give birth to the baby without having to worry about anything else.
Huh? What are you talking about? I don't know what kind of misunderstanding you're making, but it's not like I'm taking a leave for your sake, all right?
Huh? Oh, I get it. You're taking a leave to take care of our baby, right?
Nope. I'm not taking a leave for the baby either.
What? Why are you going to take a leave then?
Why do I have to use a vacation I have a right to for the sake of other people? I mean, I haven't had a 2-month vacation ever since I graduated college. Why would I waste it on something like that?
What do you mean, other people? We're your wife and child. And besides, paternity leave is supposed to be used to help your wife take care of the baby, right? That's what it's meant for. It's not some sort of free vacation your company is giving you, so don't misuse it, all right?
Huh? I don't care about all that stuff. The company just says stuff like that for appearances. It's not like they watch what I'm doing outside of the office.
It's not for appearances. They're giving you a leave so you can help me take care of the baby.
I thought you would say something like that. You're too uptight, Maria. You see, I'm gonna divorce you, so there's no need for me to use my paternity leave on you and the baby. We'll be strangers by then.
What? You're divorcing me?
Yeah. The reason I took a leave is so that me and my girlfriend can go on a vacation.
Your girlfriend?
Yep. It's gonna be kind of our pre-marriage trip. I mean, I wouldn't be able to take a leave of 1 or 2 months if it wasn't for this paternity leave or whatever. I didn't divorce you until now, so I could take this paternity leave. I kind of have you to thank for making our vacation possible.
Hold on. What in the world are you talking about right now? You're going to divorce me and you're going to go on a pre-marriage trip with your girlfriend? Does this mean that you just admitted to me that you were cheating?
Well, yeah, I guess it does mean that. I'm gonna get married with my girlfriend, you see. I don't think I need to tell you this, but she's gonna move into this house once we get married. I don't need this child that you're gonna give birth to. I'm gonna divorce you anyways. So don't come home no matter what, even after you've given birth.
Since when have you been seeing this girlfriend of yours?
We've been going out for about half a year now.
Huh? Isn't that about the same time we found out that I was pregnant?
Yeah, it is. I mean, ever since you became pregnant, you've been ignoring me for some reason, so I decided to find another woman.
Of course I couldn't spend as much time on you. I was pregnant. And besides, that's not an excuse to cheat on me.
Shut up. Don't tell me what to do. I mean, I also don't like how you're using being pregnant as an excuse to stop caring about your body. It's kind of turned me off, you know?
You're sick, Bruno. To think that you would say something like that to a pregnant woman.
What? Don't start acting all sensitive on me. It just makes you look more pathetic than you already are.
I've heard of husbands that cheat on their wives while they're pregnant, but never did I think that you would be one of them. Not only that, but you're using your paternity leave to go on a vacation with your girlfriend? You're a failure as a man, as a husband, as a father. And most importantly, you're a failure of a human. You disgust me, Bruno.
What did you just say to me? So what if I lost interest in you?
We'll talk about getting divorced after I give birth to this baby. I'm not going to let you off lightly for cheating on me like this, you know, so you better prepare yourself.
Huh? Take back what you said to me right now! This is your fault because you suddenly started ignoring me, you know? I knew it was only gonna get worse when you actually gave birth to the baby. Which is why I gave up on you. I'm not about to be treated like some sort of walking ATM.
I'm not going to take back what I said to you. Goodbye.
Get back here, Maria! I still have some things I want to say!
Good morning, sister. Can you talk right now? Hi, Maria. Good morning. It's less than 1 month until you're supposed to give birth to the baby now, right? How are you feeling? Yeah, I'm fine, I guess. There's nothing wrong with my body, but I think I have a problem with my husband. What? Bruno? Did something happen between you two? Yeah, you could say that. You see, he's been cheating on me for the past 6 months. What? Yeah, he told me about it himself yesterday. Not only that, but he says he's going to divorce me and has zero intention of helping me take care of the baby. Yet he still applied for paternity leave at his company. Huh? Apparently he's going to use the paternity leave to go on an onsen vacation with this girlfriend of his. What? That's so messed up. Tell me about it. But it hasn't even been 24 hours since I found out about it myself, so I don't even know who he's cheating on me with yet. Oh, so that's why you contacted me. You want me to ask my husband's friend, who works at the same company as your husband, to do some investigation for you, right? Yeah, I'm really sorry I have to ask this favor of you, but I'm about to give birth and I can't really take any bold actions myself. Please, I need your husband's help for this. All right, I'll tell him about the situation. Oh, that reminds me. During your conversation when he told you that he was cheating on you, did he give you any hints as to who it might be? No, I don't have any clue as to who it might be yet. Why don't I just send you screenshots of the conversation we had by text yesterday? To be honest, that's really all the information I have right now. Okay, just send it to me then. Understood. I know this is probably going to be a hassle for you guys, but I'm counting on it. Yep, you can count on us. Oh, and Maria? What? Don't forget that I'm on your side no matter what, all right? You don't need to keep it all to yourself. You can always tell me if something's troubling you, all right? Yep, thanks, Tosca. I don't know what I would have done without you. Hi, Maria. Congratulations on giving birth to the baby. Thanks, Tosca. He was born 2 days ago, right? I heard that it was a bit earlier than expected, but did everything go all right? Yep, it was all good in the end. It was a bit difficult, but the two of us are completely healthy. Is that so? I'm glad to hear that. I was a bit worried about you since I thought that you might be stressed about the incident with your husband. Sorry for worrying you. That reminds me, how's the investigation on your side going? We've been gathering evidence little by little. We've already told his company about how he plans on using his paid paternity leave to go on a vacation instead of taking care of his baby. Is that so? Thanks again for agreeing to help me. That's not all, though. About the woman your husband has been seeing these past few months. She's a part-time worker at your husband's company. And not only that, but this is going to be a bit of a long story, so I'll call you on the phone. You just gave birth as well, so staring at a screen for long periods of time and typing is probably going to tire you out, right? Yeah, I think it would be better if you told me about it on the phone instead. All right. I'll call you from the landline in our house. All right, I'll be waiting.
Hey, Maria. Why didn't you tell me that you've already given birth? It's a huge hassle, but I need you to tell the company about it for the paternity leave, you know? Just because we're gonna get divorced soon doesn't mean you cannot just tell me about stuff like this anymore. It's gonna be inconvenient for me. Well, I guess I'll thank you for giving birth before me and my girlfriend go on our pre-marriage trip. You see, I didn't want to be reminded about you while we're on our vacation.
Oh, so you think that you're still going to be able to go on this vacation of yours despite the situation you're in?
Huh? What in the world are you talking about? What do you mean the situation I'm in? I mean, things are going well between me and my girlfriend, so I don't see any reason why we wouldn't go on our vacation.
Is that so? Things are going well, huh?
Huh? What's with that response? Are you jealous or something?
But I'm currently with your girlfriend right now, and according to her, things aren't going as good as you think they are.
Huh? What do you mean you're currently with my girlfriend?
Her name is Emma, right? She's 20 years old and goes to a junior college. She also works part-time at your office.
What? How'd you know about that?
Like I already told you, she's right next to me because she came to our house today. I also asked one of my sister's husband's friends who works at your office to do some investigation.
Huh? Why is she at your house?
She came to give me an apology.
An apology?
Yes. Bruno, apparently you've been going out with her while keeping the fact that you're already married a secret? You see, when you suddenly told Emma that you two should go on a 1-month onsen vacation, she became a bit confused and found it strange that a full-time employee at a company would be able to take a leave for that long. Besides, it's currently in the middle of a semester for Emma at her junior college, so she can't just go on a 1-month vacation. She needed to focus on her studies, you see. On top of all that, you suddenly told her that you had prepared a new house for the two of you to live in once you got married. And that's when she finally lost it and panicked, unable to follow your crazy fancies. That's when she was called to the meeting room by her boss yesterday. She says that she was asked whether she's been going out with you knowing that he was already married or not.
She was called on by her manager?
Yes. This means that an investigation of you is currently underway at your office.
Stop lying. There's no way the company would mess in the private affairs of its employees. It's none of their business who I'm going to go out with.
It's a problem of compliance. I mean, even your company has to do something about it when they find out that one of their employees has been going out with a part-time worker who's currently in college, lying to her about how he wasn't married.
What?
Not only that, but you were planning on taking advantage of the paternity leave your company was going to give you and use it to go on vacation instead, weren't you?
Huh? What do you mean, taking advantage? Like I already said, it's none of their business how I use my paid leave.
But actually it is their business. They gave you a paternity leave so that you can help me take care of our new baby. Not so you can go on vacation with your girlfriend or whatever. Not only did I already show them the conversation we had by text when you first told me about it, but they've already checked that you've bought tickets for a bullet train. On top of all that, Emma herself is a witness to what you were trying to do.
Seriously?
Oh, by the way, Apparently, Emma is the daughter of the CEO of one of your company's business partners.
What? She never told me about that.
Well, it looks like she had a secret of her own, although hers was a lot less evil than yours. She said herself that the reason she chose this part-time job was unrelated to her father being the CEO of this company's business partner. But Emma's father, the CEO, on the other hand, was furious when he heard about what you had done to his daughter. Apparently, he's telling your company that as long as there are employees like you who completely lack any sense of morality working for them, he isn't going to do business with them.
What? But doesn't that mean that I'm about to be fired?
Yes, probably. I think it would be best for you to think carefully about the situation you're currently in.
Does this mean that I'm screwed or something? Hey, what in the world is the meaning of this? What do you mean you're gonna make me pay an alimony on top of child support?
What is it, Bruno?
What? The fact that you're asking me to pay you all this stuff means that you intend on getting divorced with me, right?
Huh? Are you seriously saying that right now? You're the one who said you were going to divorce me, right?
But Emma broke up with me and I'm no longer seeing her. There's no reason to get divorced now, is there?
What are you talking about, Bruno? Not only did you betray your wife while she was pregnant, but you also tried to trick a college student who is barely an adult into marrying you. There's no way I'm having someone like that around my baby. You'd be a terrible influence. Getting divorced is the only option for me.
Yeah, but do you seriously want to get divorced with me? The husband is the pillar of the family, you know?
Don't make me laugh, Bruno. Aren't you currently unemployed? What do you mean, the pillar of the family? You don't want to get divorced with me because then you wouldn't be able to rely on my salary anymore, right?
No, that's not why I don't want to get divorced with you at all.
I mean, I do intend on getting back to work once my maternity leave is over. I did always earn more money than you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Of course, there's no point in talking about this even because not getting divorced is not an option. I don't trust you anymore, so I'm going to make you pay for the alimony and child support up front.
Damn it! But if you do that, not only will I lose all my savings, but I'll be riddled with debt. I don't want to get divorced with you, Maria.
Well, that was that, and I got divorced with Bruno immediately after I gave birth. The company I work at is kind to people who have to take care of their babies, so there hasn't really been any problems with my work so far. Of course, I received the alimony and child support money from Bruno as well, which is why I was able to go on with my life without having to worry too much about the future. A few weeks after this, Emma, the college student Bruno tricked into believing that he wasn't married, also made him pay her an alimony. The bank was literally not allowing Bruno to take on any more debt, and so his mother, who's an entrepreneur, paid for this one in his stead. In return for that, he was removed from the will and no longer has any right to his parents' money once they pass away. I can imagine that this must have been quite the blow for Bruno, who was always careless with money because he expected to receive a huge amount of cash once his parents passed away. An acquaintance of mine who passed him by on the street a few days ago said that he reeked of body odor. And all I could do was laugh dryly at the thought that he must be having such a tough time that he can't even take a shower.
Hey, Rob, today's your payday, right? You're going to contribute a bit this month, right? Don't tell me you aren't going to give me any money for monthly expenses again, are you? I thought we were going to share cost. That's what we decided when we got married.
What? Oh, not this again. Always hit me up for money. You just changed jobs for God's sake. You make more than I do and now you want more. Give me a break. Why are women so greedy?
What are you talking about? I make like $50 more than you. And it's not about who makes more, it's about sharing expenses. We agreed on this. Have you forgotten already?
Yeah, but that means you make $600 more than me per year. That isn't peanuts, you know. $600 can buy a lot of grocery, you know.
Yeah, but like I said, $50 for then you per month? It really doesn't seem like much of a difference.
That's a huge difference. Just so there is no misunderstanding, my monthly salary is mine and mine alone to spend how I like. You got that? You make more, you handle it. You can take care of all monthly expenses. We're a married couple and we share expenses, but you make more, so you of course have to pay for it all. Logical, right? My salary is my allowance.
I really can't understand your logic, Rob. I think you need your head examined, to be honest.
Hey, Cindy. What's up, girl? Long time no see. I couldn't wait to send you a text.
Hey, is that really you, Marie? Holy crap, good to hear from you, girl. Wow, it's been like ages. How you been? Say you're here for at least a week, please.
I'm doing just great. How are you holding up, Cindy?
You sending me a line message means you're back stateside, am I right?
Yeah, still stationed over in the UK, but just back for some business. I have to return in a couple of weeks. There's a reception I have to attend here at headquarters, and then a bunch of meetings and such. They love meetings.
Yeah, tell me about it. I have like 5 meetings a day. We started putting a time limit on them because it was getting ridiculous. Hey, we can get together for dinner and a few drinks, or just meet up briefly.
Are you kidding me? Of course. I was just gonna ask if you were free. Let's do it and we can eat and then have drinks afterwards. I can't wait to have some hometown cooking. I was getting sick and tired of fish and chips. I need some good old-fashioned steak and a cold draft beer. No more of that warm ale for me.
All right, you've come to the right person. I know the perfect place downtown.
Hey, Cindy, you there? Respond already! I was just downtown, so what the hell was all that about?
Give me a little time to respond, would ya? What was that?
Yeah, I saw you go into that steak and ribs place on Colton Street. What the hell was that about?
Oh, that. I was meeting with my friend Marie. You know her, my old college buddy. She's back for a few weeks from her posting in the UK. Wanted some real down-to-earth American food. Where else is there but Barney's, right? So, I took work off a bit early and had dinner and drinks with her.
You took time off from work? Are you out of your mind? You do realize that it will be deducted from your salary, right? That place isn't exactly cheap. A normal steak is like $40. I'm sure you guzzled that down with 4 or 5 beers. Oh, I get it. You're rubbing it in my face, aren't you? Why do you take pleasure in tormenting me?
Where did you get that cockamamie idea? I'm not tormenting anybody. And what are you talking about? Rubbing what in your face? Besides, I only took 3 hours off. It's part of my paid holiday. It won't affect my salary. And you seeing me go into Barney's is none of your damn business. I'm having lunch with an off friend. You sound like some old lady complaining about a dented can of soup at the grocery store, for God's sake.
An old lady complain?
You know what, Rob? Let me ask you a question in return. Your office is not exactly near Barney's, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so what? What are you getting at? Are you saying I was downtown playing around?
I know you're not in sales or marketing, so why would you see me going to Barney's, which is way downtown, and it was like 3 p.m. or so? What were you doing there?
Well, that was...
Why, Rob? Why were you there? Did you take the day off?
Yeah, just coincidence, that's all. I'm not in sales, but I do go out on occasion for various chores.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Stop acting like you're better than me. Just because you make more doesn't mean you can treat me as an inferior.
Oh my God, not this again. You never let up on that, do you? What's this irrational obsession of yours? Anyway, I'm still here at the restaurant bar with Marie. We haven't seen each other in ages, at least a year. We have a lot to talk about. Can we cut this short?
You really got nerve talking to your husband that way. It's not an irrational obsession. You make more than me, and that's a fact. There's no denying it. Anyway, you got your priorities all screwed up. You should be giving your husband priority. I'm the one that's the pillar of this household, for God's sake. Hey, Cindy, did you just cut me off? I can't believe you. I wasn't finished.
Hey, Cindy. Thanks for today. That steak really hit the spot. I forgot how juicy they were. It was way better than I expected. I had so much fun hearing all those stories. Really brought back a lot of good memories, huh?
Yeah, I had a blast too. And your stories of life in the UK? I envy you, Marie. I wish I could run off to a foreign country about now.
Oh, yeah? Well, you're welcome to visit anytime. Hey, about that. You know, did you work it out with him? You seemed kind of upset when we first got there.
Huh? Work what out?
Your husband. He was sending you messages. Was he pissed about something? Rob, right? I only met him once or twice. He seemed like the quiet type in my opinion, but when you were texting him, you looked like you were about to strangle someone. What was that about?
Oh, that. Yeah. Did I really look that frustrated? I really should be careful, huh? But it gets on my nerves sometimes.
Don't tell me it's about your salary. The recent increase you told me about. Have you even told him about your latest pay raise? You said it was a pretty major increase. You probably deserve it knowing how hard you work.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned earlier, he's sort of irritable now, so I'm looking for the right time. I say something now, especially about a pay hike, he would bite my head off.
Really? I thought he'd be overjoyed. I know it's a private matter between husband and wife. I really shouldn't interfere, but feel free to contact me anytime if you need someone to talk to. I'll help any way I can. I'm here for the next 2 weeks, so I'm here for you.
Thanks, Marie. That makes me feel a whole lot better.
Hey, Cindy, are you there? Pick up if you are. Sorry to contact you so early. Can we talk? This might be important.
Hey, Marie, what's all the rush? Something wrong? Are you in some kind of trouble?
No, nothing like that. It's about you. Did your husband come home last night?
About me? Really? Rob? No, he didn't come home. Said he drank too much with his friend from work. Didn't want to waste the money on a cab or Uber, so he said he was staying at a coworker's place. I think he lives downtown somewhere.
Oh, yeah? I didn't think he was a responsible type that would bother to call in.
What's the matter? Your trouble at work or something related to what we talked about yesterday? What's up?
No, nothing like that. You know, I'm set up in a hotel for the next couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, right. Of course you are. At the Arthurian Hotel not far from your office, as I recall. Nice hotel, by the way.
Yeah, it is kind of nice. Not sure how to say this, so I'm just gonna say it. I saw your husband.
Pardon me?
There's a restaurant on the first floor of this hotel. Pretty nice Italian place. I saw him walking with this young girl hanging on his arm.
Wait, back up. You saw Rob with a girl? Am I hearing you right? Are you sure it was Rob?
Yep, I'm sure that was him. And I think he stayed overnight with her at this hotel. I saw him return his key at the front desk. It was just so sudden that I didn't have time to snap a photo with my phone, but I'm 100% positive that it was your husband.
I see. At a hotel with a girl, huh? Did you recognize the girl?
No, nobody I know. I'm really sorry to spring this on you all of a sudden. I wasn't sure if I should or not. I just sent you a line text out of impulse. I wasn't sure what to say and I had no concrete evidence like a photo. But I just had to tell you while it was still fresh in my mind, I guess. Kinda disorganized, I know.
Don't worry about it. I sort of had a funny feeling about it for some time. Figured he was seeing someone. Maybe it's that wife's intuition or something, I suppose. He was acting kinda weird. You know what? I'm actually relieved that you told me.
Yeah? I'm glad you feel that way. I hope I wasn't out of line or anything. Just seemed worse if I kept my mouth shut. Hold it a second, Cindy. They're still here.
Are you serious? They're still hanging around?
Just a second. Let me go over there and get a better look. Yeah, they're sitting down in the hotel lounge.
He said he was going to work as usual today.
Seems like he took both yesterday and today off from work. They seem to be talking about staying a couple of more nights.
You're kidding me, right? How could he even afford the place?
I can't hear all that well, but she said she's been staying for about a month already. Apparently, Rob is footing the bill. Yeah, she's thanking him for paying, touching his hand real intimate like, sorry. There, I can hear better right here. Evidently, she got evicted from her apartment and he's currently looking for a place to live. Your husband said he's going to find her a place and pay the deposit and the monthly rent from now on.
I'm surprised you can hear all that. Where the hell are you anyway?
Well, I'm sitting right behind them, but with my back turned to them. It's like they're talking directly to me. I can hear every friggin' word now. I really should be recording all this.
You're not serious. If he recognizes you, he'll flip out.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while, but he may recognize me, so I'm trying not to turn toward him the best I can. I've got my reading glasses on, and I just dyed my hair brown before leaving the UK, so maybe I'll be okay.
I'm really sorry to put you through this. It's like I hired you to follow him or something, huh?
Don't worry about it. It's actually kind of thrilling. But that aside, do you know that this hotel's at a minimum $200 a night for a single room?
$200 for a single? Must be twice that for a double. Are you sure?
I'm here in business, so the company pays for everything, so I have nothing to worry about. But if she's staying for the past month, that means he's paying at least $6,000 already.
If you add weekends, it's probably even more per night.
Yeah, you got that right. And I'll bet you anything they are emptying the fridge every night. They're planning to stay a few more nights so you can add another $2,000 or so to that.
That's like 3 or 4 months of his salary. How's he going to pay for it? Does he have some sort of secret stash?
You're forgetting his pledge to pay her deposit and rent for the foreseeable future, according to him. Not to mention taking her out to dinner and drinks and God knows what else. She seems to be dressed pretty nicely in that handbag. That's over $1,000 for sure. It's a Louis whatever.
Now I see why he won't or maybe can't share home expenses. Is that what he's using it all on? I'll do a little checking on my own too. I'll ask around. I know a few people at his office.
And one more point. Might be kind of important. I recommend that you check your own bank account. Make sure he's not dipping into your savings.
Huh? He wouldn't do that. I don't think he knows my password. But yeah, you're right.
Oh, wait. I think they're returning to their room. They're headed toward the elevator. I'm gonna follow them up and check which room they're staying in. This is getting kind of exciting. I feel like a spy or something. I'll send you the room number once I get it. Maybe it'll come in handy. I don't know.
Just be careful, Marie. Don't let them see you. Hey, Rob, you there? Pick up if you can. This won't take long. You said you went straight to your office after spending the night at your coworker's place, right? Your coworker lives downtown, you said.
Yeah, that's right. I never said he lived downtown, just a co-worker. What are you, checking up on me? Bet you think I'm having an affair or something.
You didn't text me this morning, so I was just making sure. That's all. Got a bit worried.
Oh yeah, worried, huh? You worried about me, Cindy? Oh yeah, I should have mentioned this to you earlier. We had this huge problem at the office yesterday. My staff screwed up with a client's account. I have to take care of it until it's resolved. A total hassle if you ask me. We really need better people. As that's the case, I might not be able to return for a couple of days.
Oh, really? Sounds kind of sudden.
Well, you can't very well predict this kind of thing. These things happen out of the blue. In a perfect world, this kind of thing never happens. I'm on my break now, but I'm going to be pretty busy, so I may not respond right away at times, just so you know.
Okay. Well, I can still reach you. Can I ask you something?
Yeah, what is it?
You've been dipping into my personal savings, haven't you?
Huh? What's savings? You have a personal savings account? Figures.
You know perfectly well what I'm talking about. The money I'd saved before we got married. I told you about. I never use it. It's just for emergencies.
I still don't know what you're talking about.
When we both went to the bank to get a new cash cards, I remember you sneaking a look at my password. I even saw you writing it down in the coffee shop.
I have no idea what you're accusing me of. I was just making notes for work. You're being paranoid, Cindy.
I wasn't going to use this account. This was strictly for emergency use. I've only used it twice before. But I just checked my account at the bank and the balance has shrunk drastically the last 3 months. What the hell did you use the money for, Rob? And don't lie to me. I have proof of it right here.
What's it to you anyway? Your money is your money. We're married, or have you forgotten? I thought I made myself clear. You make money and take care of all home-related expenses.
Yeah? So?
I'm the head honcho here. Don't be insubordinate. Just do as I say. Why do I have to keep repeating myself for Pete's sake? You continue to disobey me, and I will have no other choice but to file for divorce. You don't want that, do you? If you don't want me to dump you, just work, cook, and clean the house, huh? That's all you're good for.
Are you serious? You low-life, good-for-nothing scumbag.
Excuse me? What did you just call me? That's no way to...
I'll say it again, scumbag. You took money out of the account because you needed it, huh? For what?
It was, I was only trying to...
No, I don't know. Come on. What exactly did you use it for? I want the details, you low-life jerk.
Well, let's see. What exactly did I use it for? I have to check my notes on this. There was let's see. When I couldn't get home, I needed money for a hotel.
I thought you stayed at your coworker's place. Anyway, who spends $10,000 for 1 or 2 nights at a hotel? Is Artheon that expensive?
Atherton? I never stay there. I usually use the business hotel near the office. Anyways, that was, I just needed the money. What can I say?
Needed it for what? Come on, Rob, stop beating around the bush. What'd you use the money for? That was quite a chunk of my savings. I want to know where it went.
What can I say? I used it to, it wasn't an emergency situation. What can I say?
Sandy Carlson, was it? A 28-year-old part-time worker.
Where'd you hear that? How do you even know about her?
She was assigned to your section as a part-time contract receptionist, but they apparently let her go a couple of months ago.
Why do you even know this? Who told you? Did you steal around my back and get information from the office?
She lost her job recently. That's why she was evicted from her apartment and she had nowhere to go. That's when you come in, the knight in shining armor, Rob the hero to the rescues. Since you've been having an affair with her before she was let go, you decided to put her up in that hotel for a month. Then you finally found her a little apartment downtown and you paid the deposit in the first month's rent, and apparently every month for the foreseeable future. How can you afford that? I have no idea. To pay for all this, you withdrew money from my account. How am I doing so far? Did I miss anything?
Why the hell do you know all this? Did you hire a private investigator to check up on me? You must have, otherwise you could never know this.
Come on, Rob. I thought you were smarter than that. I used to work at the same company as you before I resigned and found a better position. Or should I say I was headhunted. But I kept a lot of my old friends, who fortunately still work there. I hear things about you all the time. Most of it not very good, to be honest.
What? You gotta be kidding me! You don't work there anymore! You have no right to pry into my work situation. All that's confidential.
According to my former co-workers, this Sarah of yours, it seems she enjoys manipulating married guys like you to her advantage. She was apparently boasting to all her friends online about how she was so much better than the wives of all these married guys. This friend showed me some of the text and boy oh boy, she was gloating about how she had you in the palm of her hand, how she could make you do anything she wanted. How could you get bamboozled by dumb little beauty queen?
I wasn't bamboozled, she was in need, I had to help her.
Whatever. All I'm doing is making myself look silly for marrying a schmuck like you. Just makes me feel so miserable. I don't know what I saw in you, Rob.
Then how about you, forgive me? We forget it ever happened. What do you say? Let's start over.
Not in a million years, you moron.
Ah, come on, Cindy, relax.
Relax? Are you really telling me to relax? You got nerve, buddy. I'm not going to relax until you are out of my life for good. Oh yeah, talk about relaxing. I'm here at the hotel right now, along with my folks and yours. We stayed overnight. We all made reservations here. We're just down the hall, so let's have a meeting in your room, why don't we? We'll just stroll over there. Wait, what? Down the hall? What the hell are you talking about? My parents? Come on, Rob. Let us in. No use hiding. Let's talk. We knocked, but fortunately, the door was unlocked and we all made our way in. The room was quite large. Definitely not a single. There were certainly no expecting us all to be standing at the foot of their bed this early in the morning. They looked totally flabbergasted. In order not to disturb the hotel guests, we all sat down and discussed the situation calmly, although I'm not sure I managed. We were able to get all the text information on their phones as evidence, even a few photos of them in the room. After that, we contacted our lawyer and he made arrangements to proceed with legal action against the two, including compensation, refund of the money used, and of course, divorce. It took a while, but it all went without a hitch. They agreed to pay the compensation. Better that dragging it through court for God knows how long. As for Rob and Sarah, they both moved into the apartment that Rob had found for her, so that was one saving grace on their part. But I later learned that their rent was something like $1,600 per month. He was no longer able to dip into my bank account, so we had a hard time paying the rent, much less daily expenses. At work, he was relentlessly bombarded by gossip that he could not stand it any longer and ended up resigning. He apparently took on several part-time jobs, but that was only enough to cover the rent. Last I heard, he and Sarah were pinching their pennies to get by. I get the feeling they'll be moving out sooner than later.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.